Yo, 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 what it do, what it do? It's your boy Justin J.Will, whatever you want to call me. One time for your mind, checking in for the Cheat True podcast. Hope everybody's doing well out there on your quarantine and chill-ish. I know it's hurting, man. It's hurting me too. But you know what? We got to do what we got to do. So, I appreciate you for dropping in, checking in on your boy. Because you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. So for that, I am thankful. For that, I am very appreciative. So, man, how y'all holding up? How y'all holding up out there? I can honestly say that I'm holding up pretty well. Not gonna lie, but the only thing I'm kind of struggling with, first of all, this whole situation is just weird. Okay? It's really weird. I don't know how you guys feel, but it definitely feels like something out of a movie. I mean, it feels like something out of a movie. I mean, it's weird to just step outside and, like I was telling one of my coworkers, so I've been working from home for the past week. Well, I worked from home all last week for the first time, and I don't know if I've ever worked at home that long. But I worked at home all week last week, and I'm working at home all week this week. I don't plan on going into the office. And I was talking to one of my coworkers, and I was just like, dude, it's just so weird to go outside and just see everybody at home. Like, you know, if you've ever stayed at home doing work hours or whatever, I mean, you may have some people at home. They may be retired, or maybe they work a different shift, or maybe they're just off work or whatever. But usually, I mean, people are gone, right? I mean, people are gone and they are working their various jobs. But with this whole COVID-19 pandemic crisis, I mean, people are staying home. So it's just weird to go outside, check the mail, and just see, like, damn, everybody's at home, including my black ass. So, yeah, I mean, all this is just weird. It's just weird, dog. So, I mean, I'm getting accustomed to it. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to fight it. I mean, it's nothing much that anybody can really do at this point. But just try to adhere to the guidelines. And I guess depending on where you live, the guidelines are a little more excessive than others. I mean, I've seen on Facebook and different places where they're enforcing curfews, I guess. So if you're caught out at a certain time, they're going to arrest you or something, or give you a ticket and fine you. So, I mean, they're serious about this, you know, stay your ass at home order. So you should probably stay home. But yeah, man, I mean, working from home is going okay, I guess. I mean, I'm very thankful to be in the position that I'm in, to be able to work from home. Because some people can't work from home. Like, some people are just forced to go to work, or, I mean, some people just can't go to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not going to be able to work. And I mean, we've seen a few companies now, they're laying people off. I mean, Macy's, they're furloughing employees. And I think I saw somewhere where JCPenney was going to do the same thing, which I'm surprised JCPenney just hasn't gone out of business yet. But I mean, they're still staying afloat somehow. And I mean, you've seen it. I'm pretty sure your local restaurants, I mean, they're laying people off. Newspapers, I mean, people aren't advertising anymore. They're laying people off. So, I mean, it's just bad for a lot of people. It's bad for a lot of people. And I'm very thankful to be in the position that I'm in. I don't know whether you guys listening, whether you are a teacher or you're just, you know, maybe you just got the whole year off with pay now, or maybe you're teaching from home now and you got to do video conferencing or whatever your situation may be. You know what I'm saying? You know, we all have to adapt to this, and I've been adapting. And the only thing I struggle with, though, man, is just, it's like after 3 o'clock, I'm just ready to just stop. So I'm more of a 9 to 5 guy at my job. So the funny thing is, when I first started, and I don't want to make this all about me, but when I first started, I was more of an early guy. Like, I wanted to come to work early and leave early. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get up at 6:30 and make it to work at 7 so I can get off at 3. And as I've gotten older, I'm just like, screw it. man, I'm just like, screw it. And the funny thing is, a coworker of mine was like, and you know, we real cool, so we were kind of just talking back and forth, and you know, I was telling her, I was like, yeah, you know, I'm more of like a 9 to 5 guy. She was just like an old man. And I'm like, what? And then I thought about it. I'm like, oh my God, you are so right. Like, man, I'd have turned into an old man. Because I remember when I was younger, when I was like 22, 23, just coming into the company, I was like, man, how in the hell do y'all come at like, you know, 9 o'clock and leave at 6? I'm like, man, I'll never be that person. And then fast forward, and I am definitely that person. So thing is just getting adjusted to this whole thing, man. Web conferencing and all that stuff. I mean, I'm pretty, you know, tech savvy. That's not a problem. But it's just, you know, the thing is, there's really no replace. Like I feel like as a team, especially with my team, we're way more productive being together. You know what I'm saying? Like being together in the same building, being together. I can just go over to somebody else's desk if I have a question and we can talk about it. You know, I mean, communication kind of breaks down when you're, you know, remote, or when you have 5 people in the office and 2 more people are remote. It kind of breaks down. So anyway, just getting adjusted to it, man. So I hope everybody's holding up well, man. It's all new to us, right? I mean, 2 months ago, we didn't think that this would be a thing, but now it's a thing in America. So, I mean, they're reporting it seems the number goes up every day. The last number I saw was more than 160,000 plus cases in America and 3,000 reported deaths. Man, that's a lot. That is a lot. That's a lot, man. I mean, 1 is a lot. I mean, you know, 1 is enough, I guess, but you know, 3,000, man, that's crazy. Companies are laying people off. I mean, you got just a whole, like, all of this is just so surreal, if you ask me. But man, I just want to give a shout out to all the medical professionals out there, man, that's on the front lines. I mean, getting bombarded. I mean, working long hours, not enough equipment. Man, especially in New York, man. Like, New York is taking it hard. Like, bruh, they are getting pounded by this thing. And it kind of makes sense, right? I mean, being that in New York, like, that whole social distancing thing. I mean, whenever you see a picture of New York, or whenever you see a video, right, or you look on TV, what do you see? It's a bunch of people walking really close to each other at Times Square or something. That's usually what you see. They're just really close to each other. And so, I mean, you got that, just walking. A lot of people walk in New York, and then people taking public transportation, the buses, the taxi cabs, the subway. So it kind of makes sense that New York is getting hit the hardest. And I mean, it's getting hit hard. So shout out to all the medical professionals out there, nurses, surgeons, janitors. Man, I don't care whether you are a CNA, RN, a LPN, a brain surgeon, a trauma surgeon, anesthesiologist. Man, I don't care what you are. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, because you guys are right there exposing yourselves to danger, to harm, and not even just on this day, just, you know, every day. And I've always had the utmost respect for people in that field, because you got to think about it. Like, all right, let's think about the worst city in America, okay, as far as crime is concerned. Like, I don't know, I know St. Louis is up there, I know Baltimore is up there, I know Chicago is up there. But let's just think about one of those cities, right? And I'm not trying to call one of them. I'm just saying, let's just think about it. You got to think about how active those hospitals are, and think about the cases. Think about the people who come in there on a daily basis. I mean, from the shootings, the stabbings, the car accidents. And they're right there to see all of it. As a person in the ER, you have to, or I don't know what the exact term for them, I don't know what the exact term is, but like a ER surgeon or ER doctor or something, right? Like that, right? ER nurses. I mean, think about one of these high crime cities and like just how active the hospitals are. I mean, you have to be under control and you have to be able to take control of the situation, even though somebody just walked into the hospital and half their head is blown off. Half their head is blown off. You know what I'm saying? Like, or they got 5 gunshot wounds to the chest and they're just bleeding so bad. And you have to be able to take control of that situation. You have to be able to stay calm and take control of that situation and get that person under control, get the situation under control, right? I mean, think about Menace to Society. Y'all remember Menace to Society? When old boy got shot. Who was that? That was Kane. Kane got shot. And they rushed him to the hospital. And man, he was just in shock. And he was bleeding out his mouth. Like, I mean, that's real life. You feel me? Like, I mean, that happens. And they have to be able to take control of that situation. And they have to be able to, keep a calm state of mind in the midst of chaos. So they have to be calm in an environment that's very chaotic. And that's something that you learn over time. That's something that everybody's not able to do. I mean, they are getting pummeled, man. I mean, they are getting pummeled. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to every one of y'all. On today, yesterday, last year, next year. Man, shout out to that, man. Look, from your boy Justin J.Will to y'all, man, I feel you. And this whole situation just makes you, at least as a fellow professional, I guess I can call myself a professional now. I'm a little older and a little more experienced, I guess, in my field. So, I mean, this makes me appreciate those individuals that much more. It's not that I didn't appreciate them at first, or I didn't appreciate them anyway, but just seeing this, it makes you appreciate the science and the research. I mean, you got people working around the clock trying to come up with a vaccine for this, trying to investigate the causes and how we can prevent it from spreading, and just the research and the science and the medical research. Like, man, it's just all those professional people that are just engaging and just really showing their hard work, all their schooling, all their study and all their research. I mean, it really makes you appreciate that, man, because a lot of hard work that goes into this. It's a lot of hard work that goes into those fields, man, to become a nurse, to become a surgeon, to become a medical professional. So once again, shout out to them. Very appreciative. So, I mean, President Trump announced that he was extending the social distancing guidelines until at least April 30th. I think it's going to be longer than that, but I digress. So that brings me to my next point. So I'm going to need for y'all to stay home. Okay? Y'all need to stay home. All right? I see a lot of effery on Facebook and just on the internet, period. I mean, even up here, I mean, you had a bunch of people gathering at parks and they had to shut the parks down. Like, they had to close the roads off that lead to the parks. Because, of course, you know, when somebody tells us to do something, okay, and I'm talking to us, y'all know who us is. You know, when they tell us to do something, we just got to do the opposite. Okay, and it's not just us; it's more than us, right? It's the other side too. But of course, you know, we just gotta disobey orders because that's just how we do it. I'm gonna need for y'all to stay y'all asses home. Okay, I understand, and this is another thing too, man. That's really getting on my nerves. This damn flu excuse. Well, the flu kills more people every year, and I don't hear them making a big fuss about that and the flu. Like, man, look here, man, bruh. If that's the case, if the flu is that bad, right? then why are our hospitals struggling to keep up with the demand? This should be happening every year, right? It should be happening every year. New York should be going through this every year. America should be going through this every year if the flu was really that bad. If it was really that much worse, then we'd be going through this every year. So why is it that that's under control, but this is not? Don't give me that. That's not an excuse. Like, man, stop that. You sound ignorant when you say that. Well, the flu kills more people. Well, the flu kills more people than coronavirus. The numbers show that. Well, then why are they having such a hard time containing this then? There has to be something to it. Right? I mean, it has to be something to it, man. So, don't give me that. I get tired of hearing it. At the end of the day, y'all need to practice social distancing and just stay home, bro. Stay home as much as you can. Stay away from people. Wash your hands. All that stuff. Just be responsible. Just be responsible. That's all you got to do. Just be responsible. Be responsible and adhere to the guidelines that they're putting out, and stop trying to be the person, because you know how it is, man. You know how it was. I mean, in school, remember in school, there was always somebody who just had to act an ass, right? They just had to act an ass. They just had to do the opposite of what the teacher was telling them to do. They just had to. Like, they just had to put themselves out on Front Street like that. They had to do that because they wanted to be seen. I mean, you got people hosting parties. Oh, man, I saw a freaking flyer. Oh, man, we about to pull up to the gas station, have a party at the gas station. Like, man, really? Really? They having rallies and stuff. Like, man, come on, man. They had to close the parks down because everybody decided to one day, oh, man, we're going to go out and get some fresh air. And then, oh, man, everybody goes to the park. Everybody just went to the park. It was like overflow. Like, people couldn't even find parks. They couldn't find parks at the park. And so they had to shut that down. They're like, man, okay, well, we can't do that. We can't take no risk with that, man. Stay at home. Social distancing when you go out. I understand that some people are going to have to go out, right? I mean, you got to go out and get groceries. Got to go out and get some air. You know, you can walk around or whatever. But, I mean, I'm just saying all the stupid stuff. All the stupid stuff, man. Like, stop. Don't be that person, man. Don't be that person. I mean, people are really dying over this. They're really dying. I mean, I saw a story where somebody had to say goodbye to either their grandmother or their mother over FaceTime, bro. You got to think about it. People are dying and they can't even have funerals. They can't even have a real funeral. So you need to take this serious, man. Take it serious. If you wasn't taking it serious a month ago, you need to take it serious now. Take it serious. And that don't mean you gotta go in a corner and ball up and be afraid of the world forever. Nothing like that. I'm not saying that. You gotta curl up in a fetal position and never go outside ever again. I'm saying you need to take this serious. I mean, people are dying over this thing, man. We haven't seen this before in America. If we did, we'd be able to handle it. I mean, part of it is like the real thing is, and I'm pretty sure everybody has realized this. I mean, they just don't want to. They don't want to overwhelm the medical system. They don't want to overwhelm that. They don't want to overwhelm that. They don't want to overwhelm the system. I mean, they already can't get enough supplies. I mean, I think I saw General Motors. They were going to end up making some ventilators. They got Boeing. They're going to start manufacturing face shields and all that stuff. Some equipment for medical professionals. I mean, I saw a story where I actually put it up on the Facebook page. And if you aren't onto the Facebook page, if you haven't liked it, if you aren't following it, then you should definitely follow and like the page if you haven't. And I leave all my social media handles in the description. So go for it. What are you waiting for? Do it. But yeah, I posted a story on the Facebook page about a couple who actually got married in their living room. Yeah, they got married in their living room because of COVID-19. So think about it. Think about how much money they were saving behind their wedding. think about the anticipation, and yes, it's going to be the greatest day of our lives. I forgot where they were going to have it at. I think they were going to have it at like a church somewhere. And of course, with the guidelines, they're not able to do it. So they had to hold it in their living room. And people had to watch through video conferencing software. Man, that's rough. That's rough, man. That's rough. So I'm gonna need for y'all to sit y'all ass down somewhere, and I'm gonna need for y'all to listen to what these folks saying. Stop trying to get likes on YouTube. Stop trying to get likes on Facebook. Stop trying to get likes on Instagram. Stop trying to get retweets and likes on Twitter. Okay, y'all around here licking toilet bowls and all sorts of stuff, man. The coronavirus challenge, licking lollipops after each other, trying to get coronavirus. Lord have mercy. Man, what the hell is wrong with y'all? What the hell is wrong with America? So y'all need to stop all that. I'm telling y'all we can get through this together, but we need to be responsible. Just be responsible. Listen to what they're telling you. Adhere to the guidelines. Social distancing. Wash your hands. Wash your tail. Stop digging in your nose. Stop touching your face. All right? Stop all that. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. My boy Bo Money Jones made a good comparison or a good analogy, whatever. And he said, well, think about your front door. When you come into your house, you lock your front door. You lock your doors. You lock your door. When you leave your house, you lock your door. Now, the chances of somebody really coming through your door unannounced like that, probably pretty low. Especially depending on where you live. Now, if you live in the hood somewhere, yeah, I don't know. But if you live in a good neighborhood, the chance of somebody just coming through your door is probably pretty low. But you lock it anyway. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know what's going to come of this. I don't know, but you just need to be cautious. That's all I'm saying. Be cautious and just don't be ignorant like a lot of people are acting ignorant toward this situation. And just a lack of awareness. Don't be that person. Okay? We can get through this together. Just need to work through it. I know it's a terrible time. I mean, the markets are still down. I mean, I looked at my 401k and Lord have mercy, I almost fainted. But good thing is, you know, it's an opportunity to buy low. And I'm not going to retire anytime soon, so I'm good. Now, if I was about to retire, I would be on suicide watch. but I'm not, so I got a good 25 years ahead of me until I retire, so I'm good. So I'm good, man. But anyway, that's it for the Cheat True. Boy, Justin J.Will, I'm signing out. Hope everybody enjoyed. You know, I leave my social media handles in the description, so make sure you follow me on Twitter. Make sure you follow me on Facebook, like the page. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. And I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.